Hello and welcome to this video, which will be giving you my top 20 for Festival da Cançao 2025.
A disclaimer. Israel shouldn't be allowed to participate at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. The shortest and simplest reason being that I find the actions of the Israeli government to be abhorrent and their broadcaster isn't a separate entity. My reasons in their entirety, however, are numerous and too detailed for a disclaimer like this, but videos closely aligning with my point of view are listed in the description. I encourage you to watch those videos and do something. Further resources are added as and when they become relevant. I'll stop addressing this when it no longer needs to be addressed.
I have already given the songs a listen, but I'll still do my pre-listen rambling anyway. I will be giving you my top 20, but I'll only really be going into detail about the top 10, because my bottom 10, there's very little that I've got to say about the different songs that is different from one another. They're all just nice and with unique sounds and usually slow. There is one song with an English title, which is unusual for Portugal. Portugal does always do its own thing, so I'm pretty excited to see which one of these is going to be its own thing this year. There was one song that gave me strong "This is Portugal" at Eurovision vibes, as in this is the song that I can see, that I can envision representing Portugal at Eurovision 2025 already. Not my favourite song of the lot, but there was one song where it stood out to me, like I can really see this being the one for Eurovision 2025. Grito grew on me massively with the season. I didn't get it almost at all at the start, and by the end I think it had just about snuck into my top 10, so I am wary, especially with Portugal, that my first listen doesn't really mean much, can give me a good impression of the songs, I guess, but like truly how I feel about it, that doesn't happen for weeks, if not months. I need to see the staging, I need to actually understand the lyrics, which doesn't happen with my first listen. There's a lot that needs to happen, so I will be giving you my top 10, but keep in mind it could look very different in a couple of weeks, or even after the stage shows and whatever. A lot of the songs I did think were pretty similar to one another, unique internationally, but similar, to one another. And I don't know if they actually are, or if that's just me hearing Portuguese, the songs being maybe a bit slower and lumping them into one thing, because slow songs need to be really special for me to like them, or I need to give them a few listens, which doesn't happen in my first ranking either, unfortunately. So that's also why I'm just gonna list my bottom 10 without going into detail about them. I don't speak Portuguese. I did learn it for a few months years ago, so I know a minimal amount, but I don't really know anything. I don't know pronunciation. I know a lot of Italian, so my vowels will probably sound Italian, I expect, so it'll probably sound quite horrible. I apologise. I'm gonna give it my best shot, but I don't think I can really pronounce things in Portuguese properly. And I'm gonna read the bottom 10 off of my phone because I cannot memorise 10 Portuguese song titles in a row. In my 20th spot, I've got Quem Foi. In my 19th spot, I've got El Seu Que O Amor. In my 18th spot, I've got A Minha Casa. In my 17th spot, I've got Rapsodia da Paz. In my 16th spot, I've got Cotovia. In my 15th spot is Ai Senhor. In my 14th spot is Voltas. In my 13th spot is Lisboa. In my 12th spot is Ninguém. And in my 11th spot is Tristeza. At the end of that, I couldn't even pronounce is, so that's what happens with languages. I think all of those songs could definitely still grow on me and probably have fascinating lyrics that I'm missing, but just upon my first listen, that's where they've landed. In my 10th spot is Responso a Mulher from A Cantadeira, which I imagine means just a singer. It's got a nice a cappella start and then drums come in. Just very unique, this one. A lot of these are very unique, just in different directions. This is the one where I thought, this sounds like it. This sounds like the song that is representing Portugal at Eurovision 2025. It's unique yet still catchy, and it's got a strange instrument that I've forgotten the name of. Accordion, harmonica, something in between that, I don't remember. Bagpipes, I have no idea. But it's fascinating as a whole song. In my 9th spot is Calafrio from Jessica Pina. I don't know if it's Jessica or Jessica in Portuguese. It's got a very grabbing start, then it's a bit jazzy, it's an unusual sound for Eurovision. We don't really get that. Or for modernity, it doesn't really sound particularly modern, which is not a bad thing by any means. It's smooth and it somehow feels long, which once again is not a bad thing. It's not necessarily a good thing either, but it could be a good or a bad thing. If you're enjoying it, it means you're getting more of the thing you enjoy. If you're not really enjoying it, it feels like it drags on, I suppose. In my 8th spot is Cuantos Quieres from Inés Marquez Lucas. This was nice. It was a little bit video gamey, almost. It's indie. It's got nice beats, and it's very chill. It was a good thing to listen to. I wonder if I really will like the lyrics if I ever look them up, but it was very nice to give it a listen to. In my 7th spot, I have put I Wanna Destroy You from Henka, the song in English. It feels like it's carrying Bumpy Thug's torch, and I did enjoy it. I think the English lyrics are a bit trite for the genre almost. I don't really love them. It feels maybe almost a bit like they're edgy for the sake of being edgy. Maybe I'm missing stuff. Maybe I didn't listen properly enough. Maybe the other lyrics within the song that I'm missing explain the trite and boring for the genre lyrics and make them truly stand out. I don't know. I clearly didn't listen properly enough if that is the case. It's metal, but then it's got poppy elements and punk rock as well. It's nice. It's a really nice song package as a whole. As I said, not the biggest fan of the lyrics, and while I like the song and I think it would be fascinating for Portugal, I almost don't want Portugal to send it because it doesn't match the vibes of what Portugal usually sends. Obviously it would, because Portugal's rule is there are no rules. The only rule usually is that it's in Portuguese and truly unique. This is definitely unique and it's not in Portuguese, but neither was 2021. In my 6th spot is Até His from Tota. It's nice ballady and it's somehow longing for something but also hopeful. Then it goes a little bit piratey near the end, which was a surprise. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy giving it a listen. In my 5th spot is Sobre Nós from Do Nothing, I suppose, Do Nothing, almost. I really love the voice. The song not so much, especially at the start. It picks up for me near the end, and I find it a real shame to really enjoy the voice this much without loving the song. It's unfortunate, but I will commit the name Do Nothing to memory and hopefully be on the lookout for any future releases. It should be a song I really love. It's got violins, it's funky, and it's got rocky elements as well, and I love the voice, and yet somehow it doesn't come together for me, and I don't understand why. I'm questioning if it would have come together for me if it was in Italian or Slovene. I don't know, but I'm quite upset that I don't love it as much as I feel I should, based on all the elements, and I don't understand how it happened. In my 4th spot, I've got Medo by Fernando Daniel, which I wonder, have I fallen victim to mainstream music? Because this is arguably the most mainstream sounding song of the lot for Festival da Cançao, I would think. I don't know if everyone else agrees, but it feels the most normal to me. It starts as an introspective sad boy song, like a lot of these seem to be for Portugal, but then it does go into a more poppy indie song that's kind of regular, just in Portuguese. It feels like the most basic song of the lot, I think, probably, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it, especially near the end. I was wary at the start, and then as the song progressed, I started to enjoy it more and more. Robin, this is a very unusual, unhelpful place to lie down. You're meant to lie down on your pillow. That's not your place. In my 3rd spot is Deslocado from Napa. They are not Deslocado, they are in the 3rd spot. Hello, Robin. It's got a slow start again. A lot of these songs have a slow start. And it had this hint of a rocky guitar throughout the song, and I was hoping it would become more, and it did become more. The bridge was very, very nice. I loved the bridge of this song. Overall, it's just lovely. I really, really liked listening to it. Thank you, Robin, for coming up onto your pillow. It's very nice of you. That's where you should be. In my 2nd spot is Apago Tudo from Bombazine, I don't know. This was such a strange start to the song because I had translated the titles of the songs. I forgot a lot of them, but I do remember that Apago Tudo means destroy everything, and then the song just wasn't that at all. I was expecting hard rock, to be honest, or metal or something, but that it was not. It was funky, schlagery almost. Disco-y is what I've written down, yes. I couldn't put it into any more words, but I just wrote down, this is for me, I love it. It's funky. And the voices go really well together. So I really, really enjoyed Apago Todo. I don't think that's going to be a popular opinion, but I loved it. Does leave Adamastor from Peculiar, as my number one. It starts with a very deep, intriguing voice, and then it gets a little bit more normal. It's got twinges of Mediterranean influence, maybe, I don't know. And then it's also a little bit video gamey and a little bit rappy. It's just cool overall. I don't know how it became my number one, to be honest. I'm impressed by that. I enjoyed listening to that the most. It feels like it could be a good song to represent Portugal at Eurovision. Not that that's what I base my rankings off of. My ranking is based purely on my enjoyment. And now I'm curious to look at the community rankings, because I imagine I'd have pretty unpopular opinions, and I imagine one of the songs I've got in my bottom 10 is probably number one. That would be standard, basically, for Portugal especially. Let's have a look. Oh, it's loading. The suspense is killing me. Henka! Henka's been put as number one. I want to destroy you. Oh, dear. Are Eurovision fans being brainwashed or something by Bambi Thug? Or are we just ready for a switch up for Portugal? Or are all of the songs actually kind of similar? I don't know if my ears are just deceiving me. Oh, Peculiar is second. That is Adamastor. Okay, so it's also popular within the community. And Josh is third. That's Tristeza, I think, which was 11th for me. Yes. Okay, so I do broadly agree. Luca Argel and Pri Azeva are last, just like in my ranking. Marco Rodriguez is second last. A Minha Casa. Yeah, that sounds like it kind of belongs in an old Eurovision. I mean, you can have classic sounding songs sometimes, but it doesn't always work. Napa is spot number 16, and that is my number 3. I figured that could be the case. Where is Bombazine? Not in the top 10. 15th. Yeah, I imagine so, but I really liked it. The main thing I've learned from Eurovision Song Contest seems to be that I have an interest in disco music, which I really did not think was the case. I'm gonna read out the top 10. As of 7 hours since the songs have been released, I'm gonna just read out the names of everyone. Last place is Luca Argel and Priya Zelva. 19th spot is Marco Rodriguez. 18th spot is Margarita Campello. 17th spot is Tota. 16th spot is Napa. 15th spot is Bombazine. 14th spot is Jessica Pina. 13th spot is Rita Sampaio. 12th spot is Akan Tadeira. 11th spot is Do Nothing. 10th spot is Blue A. 9th spot is Emi Curl. 8th spot is Ines Marquez Lucas. 7th spot is Fernando Daniel. 6th spot is Capital da Bulgaria. 5th spot is Diana Villarino. 4th spot is Hiko Gayato. 3rd spot is Josh. 2nd spot is Peculiar. 1st spot is Henka. That doesn't surprise me much. I'm so sorry that I said it so strangely. I could not get that sentence out. I think that's more or less what I expected. I think most of the people in the bottom 10 I expected not to be favourites amongst Eurovision fans, and then the same goes for top 10, but the other way around, obviously. But it does surprise me that Henka is number one. That's the only thing that does truly surprise me, because we tend to enjoy Portugal as a community of Eurovision fans, and they don't tend to send stuff like Henka. So I don't know if we're all just ready for a switch up, if we're all excited because of Bambi Thug. I have no idea what is happening, to be honest. In this instance, that is a shock, that this metal English language song is number one for Festival da Cançao on the first day that songs are released. I don't know if this will change drastically once we see stagings and stuff, but that's fascinating, truly. I'm a little bit surprised that Tota is so low down. I thought Tota might have been further up, actually. But everything else kind of tracks. I am so curious. I'm not going to Google this because I don't want to ruin the fun for me somehow, but is Capital da Bulgaria called Sofia? Is that what her birth name is? And she's made her artist name Capital da Bulgaria? Because that would be fun. I'm very curious to see how this will go and what the stagings will be and all of that jazz, as always. It's always exciting during the Eurovision national final season. But that is all that I've got to say about the songs for Festival da Cançao 2025. But please do leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm curious to hear what songs you're enjoying and why and what you think. Portugal should be sending to Eurovision 2025. So please do actually leave your comments below, and also literally like the video if you liked watching it. Share it with someone else who you think might enjoy watching the video as well, and if you'd like to subscribe to the channel for more Eurovision 2025 and beyond content. But thank you ever so much just for watching the video itself, though. That's a great help as it is. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. That goes my out of it. I'll see you next one with that shows up on your feed. Bye!
Portuguese-ish German. Commit the name, do nothing to name. Doesn't subscribe. That doesn't surprise. Can I say a sentence? That doesn't surprise.